Yeah, man, I got a super exciting video for y'all today. Today we're finna be doing another color grading tutorial. Today I'm finna just take y'all through the whole process from color correcting to finally color grading. And I'm finna show y'all how to just color grade your Canon EOS R6 or R5 C-Log footage. So yeah, that's pretty much it. If y'all like this kind of content, man, y'all just go ahead and subscribe to my channel, like this video, and just comment a lot so that way, you know, YouTube can be like, all right, man, buddy out here doing some. And also hit that bell icon so y'all stay notified every time I post new videos. From now on, I'm gonna be trying to post a brand new video every week. I'm gonna try. But yeah, let's just go ahead and start grading these clips. So when I wanted to do this, I wanted to do a couple different kind of setting. So this is more like a landscape or outdoors. Um, kind of like a short film-ish kind of vibe. Alright, y'all, let's just go ahead and get started. So the first things when I'm color grading, just the whole process is to go to my scopes. If y'all don't know how to get these scopes, I'm gonna link my first video on how to color correct in the description. Y'all go check it out. It goes in there into like my color correcting process. But yeah, let's go ahead and start. So first things I want to do is I want to go to curves. So as just a brief rundown. So this part is your shadows, your midtones, and your highlights. If y'all don't really understand that, so we just want to drop it down. Just keep in mind as I'm doing any adjustment, I'm also paying attention to my scopes. So then we'll raise these up a little bit and slightly down. And y'all, so I did not make proxies, so I'm gonna just be saving these a lot. Y'all forgive me for that. I didn't really have time. And Premiere, anybody that's used Premiere, y'all know how notorious this thing is when it comes to crashing. So, anyways though, so y'all, so far we just made a slight S curve. Nothing too drastic. I think we'll just move that a little bit more into the highlight section. So let's see, just look, that's just the difference with your curves, right? As y'all can see, so in terms of, it's kind of up to you. I mean, there ain't really no particular way to properly color grade. It's not like there's a set color grading, correcting is just depending on your style. Sometimes some people like theirs very contrasty where it touches close to zero. Sometimes I do that, and sometimes I don't. It's kind of up to you. So for these grades, I'm gonna just have it barely below 10, so like 8. So pretty much between 8 and 10, because I don't want it too dark. So I'm just gonna keep that, and I want my somewhere by like 90. So we're just gonna keep it pretty even to where I'm not gonna really push my highlights. So let's, for the contrast, I'm gonna add 10 on there. Highlights, we'll just leave that. We'll bring up the shadows a little bit, just a tad. Boom. Let's bring up the whites a little bit. Yeah, I'm obsessed with the number 10, so y'all wondering why. And then with the blacks, let's just do -5 a little bit. And then So since there isn't really anything white, when I first shot it, I set my white balance, which that's something y'all just need to keep in mind whenever y'all shooting. Having a good start from camera goes a long way. Just think about it when y'all building a crib or whatever. If your foundation ain't right, the house ain't gonna be strong. So if your footage from the beginning ain't right straight out of camera, then grading just only makes it worse in some cases. So white balance, exposure, and trying as much as possible to be as accurate as possible in camera goes a long way. So I think let's try 10. Gives a, okay, let's do 6. Let's do 8 on the temperature. It's looking a little bit greenish, more yellow. So let's just add a little more pink tint. We'll do 1.5 on that one. Okay, so y'all just see the difference so far. Let's just with the curves, the basic adjustments. So y'all see we started with that. Now we here. So it's just all about adding layers, and then what I usually do. So we'll just go ahead and raise that a little bit. I'm gonna raise my midtones slightly. Raise my highlights to where we're getting right to 90. Boom. And then we'll bring down our shadows to just boom, right? So it's probably a little bit too dark right there. Boom, so let's see that that's before that and that's after that. Just give it a little more life. Everyone we can slightly raise that a little bit more. Increase our midtone slightly. And then just bring this down a little bit more. Okay, so let's see where we are. Boom. Okay, so far so good. So we got just that landscape shot where we want it to be. So far, I like the contrast. I like it. I mean, it's up to you. Sometimes you might want this a little closer to 0. Sometimes you might not. And y'all notice here how that's all the way up. That's because of this. So I'm not too worried about that because that's not that big of a deal in terms of like highlight. You can still see some details. So those highlights to me, they're not blown. Now if you want, some people want that. It's up to you. So in terms of color correcting, so I like this where this is. So let's see. And another thing we can do is increase the saturation a little bit for now, just to see. Boom. Just give it a little more life. So the first part is done. So we've kind of given our shots a good start. So we'll go to the next shot. Let's see. Do I want to do this shot? Okay, so with this, I want to keep this between right at 10, probably between 70 and 80. I don't want to overdo it, especially since with the way the lighting is on this. I don't want to go too far. It's kind of up to you, in terms of, you always got to keep in mind in terms of like the story I mean, it's all about story, man. Are you trying to tell a very moody kind of story? Then you might have to make this a little bit darker. But it's kind of up to you. So, but just remember, just a little goes a long way, man. A long way. You ain't got to do too much. But for me though, I think it's very important because I mean, I'm definitely not no pro, but I've watched a lot of videos where a lot of people color grade, but what I noticed, they're just basically color corrected, and those are two big. Those are different. So when you color correct, we're fixing your exposure, highlight, white balance, all that stuff. And sometimes if your skin tones are off, you usually fix it while you're color correcting. Now, color grading is when you add a creative look. So kind of like the Joker look or like your teal and orange. And I think sometimes people misunderstand, or they kind of mix both of them up. So so that's with our curves. Keep it in mind. So I like the contrast for that for now. Basic correction. So let's see. It's a little more contrast. So the skin, I think the white balance looks pretty okay, but on this, I'll go ahead and add just a little more warmth. I'll probably just add slightly more warmth to it. And I think we'll just add just a little bit of some greens to that. Highlights, I want to bring down these highlights because if y'all see right here on her face, I just want that just a little bit down. And then I'm also paying attention to this. Let's bring up the shadows a little bit. Let's see what, okay, so we'll just do that at 7. I might end up just keeping it around 70 because I want this to be a little bit more moody. So we'll raise the blacks on this one slightly. Let's see. Okay, so we're starting to get our shots where we need it to be. So look at that. Everything's just about adding layers. So we started from curves to that. So that's how we started with the log footage. So we just with our curves first, then we added a little basic correction. So what I want to do next, I want to go to my color wheel. So I think keeping in mind where I want the shot to be, we'll raise our midtones a little bit. Raise our highlights a little bit. So I think we'll just leave it roughly around that 75, 80. And then we'll bring down these shadows a little bit, just slightly above 10. I mean below 10. Just slightly. I don't want it too contrasty. Boom. So we are just adding layers into the shot. So that way when you see both the color correct and the color grade, it just, so I mean if we just, let me just show you. So let's turn these two off. If we just used our curves adjustment layer, it doesn't look bad to me, I don't think, but it doesn't look rich. Like, it doesn't look like there's a lot of depth to it. But when you add this and then you add that just looks a little bit more rich to me. So we're exactly where we need to be, and let's just see. So we might actually bring that down, the highlight down a little bit. So I like that. So let's see. Now, since these two shots are the same, we might just save ourselves a little bit of some stress, and we'll just copy that and just paste that on there. Boom. So I like that. So with this shot, because of the angle, it looks like we might just have to increase that boom a little bit. So I want this a little bit at like 70-ish, right? Just touching 70. So we'll see. So we might just take that one up there. So, and then we'll just use that. So I think on here, so still, for me, I still want it to be close to that as possible, close to 70 as possible. Okay, we might just actually bring down the midtones a little bit, and the highlights a little bit, and boom. And like I said, it's kind of up to you in terms of like taste, like what exactly you want to do, how you want to shoot it. For me, this is just how I like to roll. So we'll see with that. Boom. Boom. So boom shakalaka. So we're gonna go to effects. We're gonna go to opacity mask. Y'all want to go to your opacity and just mask out some parts of her face. We just want to make sure that our skin tones are as okay. So it looks like it's leaning slightly a little bit towards the red. So we just want to. So let's see. First, what I want to do is I'm going to go to my curves, hue saturation curves. We're going to increase the saturation on her face a little bit. So we'll just, and I think this is the one we are going to use, try to get that Joker look. And later I'll kind of show y'all why we do want to do that. So I see the difference just in terms of like what raising the saturation a little bit does. So now, since it's a little bit towards the red, slightly, we just want to use the eyedropper tool again. And then let's see what happens when we bring it down. So we kind of, so boom. See now, she's, boom. Look at the difference, right? Y'all can see the difference here. How like it looks very red-ish. And then now, and also pay attention right here as well. So look at that. Boom, 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 boom. So just, so let me show y'all just what I, so look, so that's before, after, before, after. So with just that subtle change, we've kind of, just worked on her skin a little bit. So look, before a little more reddish, now it looks a little more realistic. She looks a little bit more natural in terms of skin tones. So, and I think we'll do the same thing for this. Let's see, boom. So I think we know where we want it to be. Increase our saturation. And I think we'll just do the same thing for that. We kind of And this, I think for me, this is the one thing about Premiere Pro that just frustrates me just a tad is the way they have these dials. I wish there's a way to have like a more accurate way to really do those. But see, boom, just take out just that little bit of red in her skin tone. Okay, so after looking at some of these pictures, I think we kind of made that just a little bit too bright. So we'll just bring that down slightly, a little bit. Okay, so I like where that is. And also, just a little pointer, when y'all editing, I kind of like the way Photoshop is implemented, and I wish Premiere, they would do a little better. Where in Photoshop, you can edit non-destructively. So pretty much, because when you edit in layers, you can easily delete a layer if you've messed up or if you've gone overboard. So, there is a way to do it on here on Premiere, but it's not as efficient. But anyway, so we've done our color correcting. So what we're going to do is we will go ahead and add another instance of lumetri color on this. And if we go to the effect, you see you got two. So what I do is I rename, you can rename it whatever you want. And then if you go up here, you see you got the first one and the second one. So this second one, that's where we'll kind of do mostly all of our coloring. Okay, so for this, obviously there's a lot you can do. You can go to the color wheels, but I think we'll just start with the curve. So let's go with the blue. And this is just try and error. So you see, so first we'll work with the skin tones of these first. Okay, and so we'll pull this down a little bit. So let's see. Boom. So these work in the same way. When we pull it up, it adds red. When we pull it down, it adds a little bit of it adds yellow. So we'll just add a little yellow to her skin on the highlight part. And then let's see what we want to do in the shadows. So actually, we can go with a look like that, but I feel like that's slightly, just a little bit too much. Before, after, before, after, before, after. Not bad. Definitely a different look. So I think next thing we're gonna do is let's just
Dump in the jump. Top when I speak, all cap with the speech till they caught up in the rapture. I'm so out of line with the phrase game. Let's take a break, been a long day. Hit your line, what you fall through with the light sticks. Maybe help me spark the ideas. We got nowhere else to go, it's only up from there. I've been on my own, just running through the field. Say vivid for the ears, I know that's how they like it. Yeah, I fantasize it. Tell me that it's real when it's all said and done. I said it how I fit it. I let them hear the fear of a passive aggressive angry black man with a passion. Steady grip while I shoot to the stars with a full clip. Chatting line with the loose leaf, then I proofread till I lose sleep. Couldn't handle the truth, me in bed with the writing. Love at first sight, art over hype. Need a sound bite for the time capsule. Press play, they pause time for a bit. Smitten, I admit it, couldn't kick it. I'm in love with the fine print. Scribble type of thing, what they find behind it. Why the suspicious behind the eyelid. Tell it reckless with the clauses. Careful with the cost me. Need it forever, but I never ever stop until they put me in the coffin or they off me. They cook the auction, they false print. Always read the shit with a caution. Hold it 10 toes down for the dogs, you can see the paw print. Searching for the answers in the bottom of the last strip of the handle. At the beginning of the candle, the wishes to myself give me fears when I'm looking in the mirror. I'm seeing somebody else, yeah. Mi corazón is on my sleeve shoulder. Wrist thing and they rose gold and right to glow from me. couldn't pinpoint on the globe, so I wanted to go from it. Just know that I don't fit in, but I wanna feel everything, yeah, everything, yeah, everything, yeah, everything, yeah, everything, yeah, everything, yeah, everything, yeah. I got my eyes low as the sky falls, where the rhyme floats, I don't really know just what we might go with the mind scope. So many things I never learned with my eyes closed. Too busy with the schemes, on the telling of my dreams. On the rail, the grind like my life's on the line, hella wire. So far through with the light sticks, we open up when the light flicks. On sight, yellow casseroles, everything around me, hunting for the bounty. Look at how we drip on fountain, grind a tree down by the ounce. Liquor skin brown, slip it down to the earth, spin around. Life is hella short, so make it count. Tell the label I need 3, 4, 5, better count it back out loud. What we getting into for the night, I never hit reply, but it read, I just wanna feel alive. Life is so much more than the bills, I just want a house in the hills. I just wanna look into her eyes while I'm gripping on them thighs, so she knowing that it's real. They don't really want it with the kid, I do this shit to feed my future kids. And I got these lame crowds cause I'm starving, they gotta see my highlight, real. Mi corazón is on my sleeve shoulder. Everything in a rose gold, it might go for me. I couldn't pinpoint on the globe, so I wanted to go from it. Just know that I don't fit in, but I wanna feel everything. Everything, yeah. Everything, yeah. Yeah, everything, yeah. Everything, yeah. Yeah, everything, yeah. But I wanna feel everything. Yeah, everything, yeah. Everything, yeah, everything, yeah. Everything, yeah. Yeah, everything, yeah. Everything, yeah. Yeah, everything, yeah. Yeah.
Think I'm excited with how these came out. Y'all, that's pretty much it. If y'all like this content, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, that's pretty much it. God bless y'all, man. Peace.